Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another presentation of the ECL's Elite Division right here on SportsGamer. My name is Toogie, joined, of course, by Mr. Sim for the win as we continue on with the opening week of a brand new season. Sin, we kicked off the action on Monday. Heavyweight tilts in that one, and now this time out, well, you know, hey, with the unpredictability of the league, who's to say what these matchups are? But it's a great opportunity for all four teams on today's broadcast to be able to establish themselves this season and really kind of say, hey, this is the level that we're at, for better or worse.
Yeah, definitely. And a good start is what all teams are shooting for here. The season goes by very, very quickly. And with the new point structure, of course, regulation wins being all the more important. So should see a lot more desperation, especially for those teams considered to be more on the bubble or on the outside looking in, not firmly cemented as a probable playoff team.
Absolutely. Of course, our first matchup of this broadcast, you see it on screen below us here. It is Unwanted and Poggers, two teams, well, with different names that are not unfamiliar to the elite scene. And of course, a little bit later on, it'll be the Falun coal miners taking on the Blackjacks, another set of teams that are not unfamiliar to this particular division. But let's take a look at the division as things stand here. Of course, Sin mentioned our new point structure for this season. As you kind of get a look there, we'll see some numbers that we're not all that familiar to seeing, of course, because of the point structure. We'll get used to it sooner rather than later, though. And off to a hot start, our defending champions in Tunnel Vision, 3-0-1 to kick off the season. We saw them in action on Monday against Strikers, but we do still have a couple of teams that have yet to kick off their season, Poggers included.
Yes, and they're going to be getting their first action in this broadcast, I do believe, unless they played a little bit earlier today. But nonetheless, those games haven't been reported yet, and yeah, their team, by many players, many other teams, considered to be on the outside looking in. They've even sort of embraced that in their social media as well. As we mentioned in the last broadcast, a lot of players, putting their tier lists in, and Poggers, pretty much universally we're at the bottom of those tiers. So they've embraced that. They're taking on the underdog role, and they're going to want to prove to the rest of the league, as other teams have in the past, that being an underdog doesn't necessarily make you a shoo-in for one of those relegation positions.
We've seen some great underdog stories in our time here covering the Elite Division, and indeed this season could be set up for yet another story or two to be told. But with that, let's get a look here at the matchup. And again, Poggers kicking off their season here. Unwanted, though, right now currently with a half-decent record, given the fact that they have that negative goal differential through the opening 4 games.
Absolutely. And, it is only through 4 games, so a lot kind of is going to change between now and the end of the season. But yeah, definitely not a goal differential that you'd want to see, but without all the full information, that could be, one game where you kind of get blown out and stuff like that. 2-1-1 to start things off, definitely not a bad thing. Special teams looks good throughout the small sample size, so that's a trend that you definitely want to try to double down on if you're on Unwanted. And here on the side of Poggers, you're just kind of looking to get your feet under you, looking to get the season off in a good way.
And of course, too, Poggers, one of the best logos in the game. You got to give them that.
Yeah.
So with that, we will take a look at the lineups for this regular season matchup. Again, 2 games, home and home, between Unwanted and Poggers. And Sin, as mentioned, we kind of talk about these 2 lineups, and, not unfamiliar to the Elite Division are most of these players given their history under different names. But, there's still kind of that unknown a little bit as, again, to just what kind of level they'll be able to play at. And we'll see that as we go into the head-to-heads here. And we'll start off with the center position, as we typically do, with Sooth taking on Yakari in this matchup. And, Yakari is someone who's been around, in and out of the Elite Division for quite a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely has been a capable center, and but never so much considered to be in that elite category, obviously, so to speak. I mean, obviously playing in the elite division, but when you think of the top centers in the elite division, the Potslavs come to mind, things like that. So he's still has a lot to prove, as does this Poggers team. But the fact of the matter is, the expectations aren't very high, so they could kind of play that kind of free type style. And through the first 4 games, Suth, doesn't have that 50% or better face-off percentage. That's something he's going to want to improve on. Point per game as well, pretty decent, but again, going to want to try to get those numbers higher as well.
Of course, we look over at the winger comparison here next. Both teams featuring a rookie in terms of the winger position. So we focus on those who do have the experience. It'll be Jansku, of course, for Poggers that we keep an eye on. And on the other side, Henka, who was with this lineup for Unwanted in the Elite Division last season.
Yeah, and solid start for him. 5 points, 4 games played. 4 of those are goals, 20 hits as well, averaging 5 per game. So you really like to see that. Both those wingers as well, taking a good amount of shots. And that's something that I think we're going to see a bit more here in the Elite Division. And well, if you don't, I think your team is going to suffer for it. The meta has to change in that regard. In the EU, oftentimes a lot of the top teams, only shooting when you get in those good chances. But that's something that isn't necessarily going to be as big of a benefit as it has been in previous seasons. So I think shots, senior wingers, at least taking plenty of shots, is something that is definitely going to be important.
And of course, for Unwanted, Leiku there, 5 points in 4 games. An outright rookie in the Elite Division this season, had 67 points in 30 games in pro last season. And of course, on the other side, Yamu as well, an elite rookie, has playoff experience in the Elite Division, but is a regular season rookie. And as we shift over to the defensive side as well, he is not the only player with that setup, all things considered. It's kind of weird to see that in this particular matchup, someone having Elite Division postseason experience, but no regular season experience. And again, as we get over to the defensive matchups here, we are talking about, again, a more experienced defensive pair for the Poggers side of things with Julius Amigo Buna. But it's Snus on the other side and Kesari, who has that, again, kind of interesting setup of playoff experience, but no regular season experience, but is also off to a really good start.
Yeah,
Especially as a
5
defenseman.
points, 5 points in 4 games played. Coming into today, that's an incredibly solid start for a rookie here in the Elite Division. And, again, physical presence, blocking some shots as well. It's good to have that kind of hot start as well in this new division, kind of get your feet under you, get a little bit of that confidence. Of course, playoff experience is absolutely important, but obviously to be classified as the rookie, got to have that regular season in there. So here he is getting off to a pretty good start, and I think that's going to be important from Unwanted, getting some production from the blue line. And the fact of the matter that a true rookie is putting up above point per game so far. Yes, it's only through 4. You want to see him continue that, but it's a very good sign for this Unwanted squad.
And of course, our final head-to-head, the battle of the goaltenders. Another player back in the Elite Division for Poggers, that being Hiatala on the other side. Benjamin is back again for Unwanted, and again is off to a pretty good start, 86.2 in terms of the save percentage early on in this season.
Yeah, and I think we could see some higher save percentages throughout the Elite Division, as I think that simply the level of shots are going to start to go up. So, I mean, it's a great start for Benjamin. I mean, 86.2 is absolutely massive. The goals against, not too bad, 2.25. And in all 4 games, you could argue with the goals against like that, he's helping to give his team at least the chance to win. And the 2-1-1 record absolutely reflects that. So he's going to want to continue that sort of play. We've seen obviously Hiatala in the past play goaltender for in a couple different situations. And without stats to his name so far of the course of this season, he can be solid, and he's going to need to be solid for this Poggers team.
Now, Sim, we are in an interesting situation here for this match week as well. Again, we are just a few moments away from puck drop in this first game, but these are the last games on broadcast that we'll be covering until we see a patch that comes out tomorrow that will change some things in regards to gameplay, pressure system affected, goalie fatigue affected, and perhaps the biggest one, a change to hip checks. And they're back into more of a situational effectiveness as opposed to just being a very strong tool outright. So we kind of talked about, hey, new year, new game, NHL 24, who might that benefit a little bit more? And instead, now, here we are. It's going to be a week into the season, and there's going to be a set of changes really that could have a pretty decent effect on how things play out the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a stark contrast between high level play and kind of more casual based play, which is what you and I would run into when we play eShield together. We probably saw a lot more hip checks than any of these guys in the elite division have seen over the course of their practice, simply because the most of the top players sticking with the skill stick function, and obviously the button input for that hip check is so vastly different. And elite players are elite players for a reason, and they can figure out how to sort of avoid that kind of thing, understand when someone's going to be going for that. I was surprised that we didn't see as many hip checks as maybe we were expecting to see coming into this, but I think definitely the control schemes would have a little bit to do with that. But that being said, I mean, definitely changes that were needed. It should continue to sort of balance NHL 24 in the way that most of the community has been wanting, with feedback from various levels, content creators, esports players in particular too. So, it's good to see. And, changes are they're always going to happen, and it's all about adjustments. We talked about that heading into NHL 24, and with this patch, there will be some slight adjustment. I don't think anything too major, as the gameplay mechanics themselves are still relatively, for the most part, unchanged.
Well, changes are guaranteed unless it's NHL 23, in which case we didn't say too many gameplay changes. It's pretty consistent throughout the year. But indeed, that's going to be a factor throughout NHL 24, the continued changes and just kind of how players are going to have to adapt to certain things being tweaked as the year goes on. It's just another aspect to what this season should entail. But again, the first game of two coming up here in just a matter of moments. Just waiting for the players to get matched up here. Unwanted taking on Poggers. And again, a little bit later on, our second matchup, Falun Coal Miners taking on the Blackjacks. Again, two teams with quite a bit of elite experience at this stage, to say the least. Some very interesting matchups in our opening week of the season. And of course, it's not just the elite division that gets covered on broadcasts. And of course, you were here yesterday with 1B Major covering our opening broadcast for the pro division as well. And a couple of interesting matchups there yesterday.
Yeah, incredibly exciting games too. That's the one thing I've really loved so far early on into this ECL season, is that with the changes from 23 to 24, there definitely seems to be a lot more favor towards aggression and taking it to your opponent. That, combined with our new point structure, a lot more incentive to try to win in regulation, not necessarily sit back and let the game come to you. You have to do that at times, but at other times, for the most part, we've seen a lot of teams who historically have had no problem sitting back more and completely trapping up, attacking the game, trying to forecheck, keep plays alive, really use that new mechanic of the pressure system to their favor.
As you get a look there at the builds, it's pretty universal across the board. Puck moving defenseman with the lead edges, except at center. You see playmaker, but these are the kind of go-to builds, especially for the European side of things. And of course, we want to send out a reminder, sportsgamer.gg, all the information that you need on, well, new feature that we have going on here for SportsGamer, McSavid's goalie school, an opportunity to get some one-on-one time with one of the better goaltenders that we have seen in the elite division over the past couple of seasons. Again, all the information that you need is there. A good opportunity to improve your game in goal, whether or not, of course, you are in the pro division, even down to light or core. One goalie from each division going to get the opportunity there to be able to take their game to the next level. But with that, the action is underway. Again, the first game of two between Unwanted and Poggers, who are in their lovely home green, and a good opportunity there early on. We'll see what happens. A good interception here from Jansku, and again, quickly recovered here by Unwanted. An offside call, but Sin, as you mentioned, right, there is that extra incentive to win these games in regulation, to be aggressive, but it's going to be those teams as well that can find that balance of the offensive aggression, getting the early goal, and then, maybe kind of forcing a team to play their style as the game goes on.
Yeah, and what I'm liking seeing from Poggers, at least so far in this one, is that while they are backing off in that neutral zone, they're also forechecking at the same time, which is very important, clogging up those passing lanes. It forced a couple turnovers for them and allowed them to keep their offense going.
As the net comes off and gets taken for a ride. I thought he was going to bring it all the way to the bench. We'll have another face-off here.
Yeah, those net front battles, man, as, of course, new defensive kind of tool are coming back, I should say. You're able to, lay bumps to guys trying to camp out in front and, get the deflections and screens.
Scramble in front. Benjamin able to cover that one. And, the net getting a whole lot of action to kick things off as you get a player stuck there. Interesting start to this game. See what happens here on this face-off. Ansku tried to throw it on. It was blocked by his own centerman, Yakari, in front. Attempt to keep the puck onside. We have another early stoppage here in the opening few minutes.
Yeah, this game hasn't quite found a pace just yet. It seemed a bit frantic at the beginning. Poggers got a couple nice chances, forced some turnovers, looking for offense, but now we're in a bit of a kind of a period where both teams getting back to just trying to find their rhythm.
Yakari makes the move. Excellently done, but the force pass picked off. Again, you see the aggressiveness from Julius to try and keep it in. Opportunity on the far side. Great stop by Hiatala. Absolutely robbing Laku there, and another opportunity. And one more, another big save. Full pressure here for Unwanted. After a couple of close calls down the other way, some A-grade chances, loose puck in front. Julius still unable to hold on. 15 seconds on this full pressure. As Poggers trying to get this puck out, Migo Buna sends it along, and they will survive a mad scramble there. A bit of an embellished stop by Benjamin. Some great chances. Puck towards goal, trouble here. Enka able to recover. Zuth tried to throw one on. Not sure if that hit the net or the traffic in front. Another opportunity and another big save. Poggers need to get this puck out. Full pressure yet again. As Yamu was able to get it out, but quickly Unwanted reestablished. Poro in front, and it's in! I don't think it's the way Unwanted thought they would score, but they do have the opening goal after a tremendous 5-minute stretch. K30 able to get that one in front, and it gets the lucky bounce.
Yeah, pucks on and towards the net, never a bad idea. And we've said it time and time again. This season is all about adjustment to the newer mechanics that are in NHL 24, and Unwanted knew exactly what they're doing. Weren't hesitating to shoot the puck. Sometimes from the perimeter, sometimes when they are able to get it to the outside, they took it from there. But again, 2 iterations of getting full pressure right there. They send the puck towards the net once again. It finds its way in. That bounce was absolutely earned by Unwanted's play.
K30 will get credit for his second goal of the season. The elite rookie, as we mentioned in the pregame. Good opportunity there for another rookie in Iyamo, and a pass up ahead, just offside. And saying it was Poggers who were getting the better of play through the opening 10 minutes or so, and then out of nowhere, Unwanted just turned it on.
Yeah, they just hit some kind of switch, started getting, the shots on, and then they were just hungry for those loose pucks, getting into the corners, battling and forcing turnovers down low. That's what you have to do. That's why the forecheck, I feel like, has got to be so important here in NHL 24, because if you can sustain that pressure, get to those loose pucks, again, you're at an advantage, not only simply in the game, but due to new mechanics as well.
Donskoy able to hold on to that one. Taken into the attacking zone by K30, who again perhaps be the main man for this Unwanted team. Sooth hits the side of the cage. On angle shot from the point, blocked down, turned over, and the big save there. Once again, Yatala, I mean, saying he's only gotten beat on kind of the flukiest opportunity that he's faced so far. It wasn't even an actual shot.
Yeah, his positioning's looking good. Reactions are smooth. Side to side movement. I haven't seen too many panic moves out of him quite yet.
Another opportunity. A lot of traffic in front. Yakari able to settle it down. Runs into trouble. Migo Buna there to bail him out. There's a penalty called. See Poggers go to the power play. Will be the centerman for Unwanted. Sooth heading to the box. That for a cross check.
Yeah, definitely a big opportunity for Poggers right here. They've just been hemmed in, all kinds of pressure on them, and this is a chance for them to be able to swing that momentum, perhaps even not this game up at 1. They're seeming a little bit out of sorts in their own end right now, so we'll see if they can get their, proverbial legs under them, so to speak.
Up on the face-off here for Poggers to come up with it. A little bit too much time taken by Julius. Opens up space down the other way. Or Unwanted, shorthanded. Good job there by Yakari on the back check. Onsko looking to go to Miko Buna, and a good chance on the short side for the veteran. Benjamin able to make the save.
Yeah, good job by Poggers right there. No shot's a bad shot on a power play like this. And, test the angles early on. I always like going for those short side just to see if the goalie's on that post.
Good tie-up attempt here. Yakari has this puck. Where's he going to go with it? Takes a bit of a tour. Still in possession. The force in front. And again, good job for Unwanted to cause the havoc in front with the traffic. Migo Buna. Yakari tried the extra pass. Maybe just one pass too many here for Poggers on this power play. We are back to 5-on-5. Final minute of the opening period. Another force in front. Loose puck. Unwanted. 6 seconds to work with. Shot doesn't go through. Still bouncing around. Yamo's going to be able to clear that rest of the time. Unwanted. Take the first period there, 1-0 after 20 minutes.
Yeah, it was just a terrific period out of them, and I think the difference is obviously the one goal, but the difference in the offensive attacks was that Unwanted had no real problem just kind of taking the perimeter and working around the perimeter, whereas on the other hand, I feel like Poggers wanted to get to that middle a little too quick, and you're not on a timer when you have that puck in the offensive zone. In fact, the defense is on a timer, so you're going to want to try to pull them out of position. So there's no real harm in working that perimeter, taking more low percentage shots, because you never know what it's going to open up down low. At the same time, you're going to get, some ticks onto that momentum meter, that pressure meter, and you can see the difference in play style here. The time and attack relatively similar, just about 30 seconds separating it, but Unwanted more than doubling in shots. They have the goal to their credit. The face-off battles are even, and this, mind you, is with a Poggers power play as well, with that time and attack still being in Unwanted favor. So, you'd like to see Poggers just take their time a little bit more in the offensive zone. Don't try to get too cute with it. If the shot's there, just take it sometimes. Be the guys to get to that rebound. Trust in your team effort.
The second period underway. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. The first game of 2 between Unwanted and Poggers in their regular season matchup. Our first featured matchup on this broadcast. Again, a little bit later on, the Falun Coal Miners taking on the Blackjacks. Some good opportunities here. Full pressure for the first time for Poggers. Yakari goes back to Julius. His shot, rebound, it's kept out. Good effort by Benjamin. Yamo has it. Again to Julius at the point across to Jansku. Someone just getting a stick on it. A good pass there. Again, that's something that will be changed with the upcoming patch from 5 seconds down to 3 in terms of how long the puck needs to be cleared out of the zone to alleviate full pressure. Sooth down to Henka. Back to the point. Dangerous moment there. Good job by Kesari. Gets a shot towards goal. Yakari able to pick it off. Sauce pass off the mark. No icing. Jansku the force back in front. A little bit more patience for Poggers will pay off, and they'll have a chance here with an offensive zone draw coming up.
Yeah, and when we think back to when they got that full pressure and how they got it, it was patience. They worked the perimeter until the middle opened up or until they had a shooting lane. And again, they were, they fought for those loose pucks. Even if an Unwanted player got to it, there was someone in their face to poke it away.
Ego Buna able to keep that puck in the attacking zone. The extra set of passes, and the puck is in. Poggers have tied the game. I mean, it's not quite how it looked like they were going to score, but it's a goal nonetheless.
Yeah, and I guess sometimes they don't ask how, they just ask how many, but that was nearly an unforgivable mistake for Poggers right there. I believe it was Jansk. No, it's going to be Yakari down low. I thought he was just going to go backhand, try to take the shot right there. They get, you can argue, a bit fortunate with some of the bounces to get it back in their possession and sweep it in, but nonetheless, it's, you know, good offensive attack from Poggers. Tie game here, and we'll see what they can do to build off it.
Of course, the first goal of the season for Poggers in their season opener. See if they can keep up the hot start here to this second period. Getting hemmed into their own zone on a couple of occasions. First, contact there. Henka runs out of room. Sooth shot, scores! Shot on net, never a bad thing. Hiatala looked to be in good position, but Unwanted grabbed the lead right back.
Yeah, I definitely didn't mind Hiatala's positioning right here, but I'm trying to get a better look at it. At least when that goal did bounce in, he seemed very deep in the crease. And maybe not quite on that post, as it looks like it goes off the shoulder and then into the back of the net here. It's very hard to tell from more of that overhead angle here. He came off it slightly to the left right there, and when he tried to adjust back, the shot was already on the way, so good job by Unwanted, working it behind the net, getting the goalie a little bit off of his rhythm and capitalizing on the short side look.
Down low, Unwanted looking to add another goal. Poggers down the other way. And trying to emphasize that heavy passing game. Unwanted continuing for the most part to break up these chances. That's a great outlet pass up to Henka. Good poke check. Wanted still in control. Only momentarily. Again, Poggers strike just a few moments ago, but Unwanted able to grab that lead back pretty quickly. A bit of friendly fire there. As Kesari tried that quick outlet pass. Here goes Leiku again. One of the rookies in the lineup. Huge hit there. Penalty's going to be called. Leiku's shot, that one blocked down, and it's going to be charging here. A good opportunity coming up now. Unwanted's first power play of the game.
Yeah, and, you know, they've been having a bit of a pushback ever since Poggers got that goal. Of course, they just got the one previous. Now they'll have a power play opportunity to come right after it. A good offensive zone look, and I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Unwanted here. They are just simply not hesitating to fire that puck when they're in a halfway decent shooting position.
Jansko able to clear that puck out early on. Kesari continues to look strong, battling for it. Good composure. Snos pinching in. Santa crossed and just cleared out. Dangerous situation there. And Unwanted trying to get reestablished. They'll be called for offside here, though. 5:18 to go in the second period.
Yeah, a bit of, I think that might have been some friendly fire right there. Incidental contact as the two skaters tried to cross at the blue line, which did send them offside. So Unwanted not able to get into much of a rhythm so far in this power play. If they win this faceoff, an entry would be easily.
The puck cleared yet again. Henka goes down low for Sooth. 30 seconds left on this power play. One timer from the point and a kick saved by Hiatala. Another opportunity. Back to the point. Henka, good movement, but again, maybe one pass too many before the shot attempt, and we are back to 5-on-5. Good pickoff by Yakar. It's a run over for his troubles through the contact. Sooth finds some space. Again, back to the point. Tried to throw it towards the middle. Two-way positioning of Yakari for Poggers has been on point in this game. There he is yet again. Amu over the line. Good back pressure by Sooth for that matter. Both centers showing those responsible defensive tendencies. Great outlet pass, but it's off the stick. One back. Great stop by Hiatala on a broken play. Final 20 seconds of the period. Snus down low, tries to get it on the backhand wrap, and Hiatala's there yet again. What a strong start for him in this first game.
Yeah, beautiful slap pass up, and Leku just couldn't quite handle it initially. It looked like it was going to be going back the other way, but he ended up getting possession of it once again, one-on-one situation with Hiatala, who had to slide over to his left to make that save and slid all the way out of the net, somehow recovered as well. And you know, Unwanted doing really, really good job of throwing different looks at Poggers to keep them off balance. It's part of the reason they have this 2-1 lead. They're, you know, shooting from almost anywhere. And then after they do that for a little bit, they'll mix it up and try a little bit more patience as well, as they displayed on that power play too. Maybe missed a couple looks because of that, but I do like how they are at least trying to mix it up and not continuing to go with, you know, the same look, so that Poggers can get used to one or two things that they know their opponents are going to want to do. And that sort of thing is going to continue to aid Unwanted throughout the course of this game. They're in a great situation heading into the final frame, and you can see them continuing to kind of snowball in the way of dictating the pace of the game. Now 2 minutes more time in attack than Poggers has, still with the shot lead, although Poggers, you know, ripped a few more there in that period to catch up. But I'm liking what I'm seeing from Unwanted. I think in NHL 24, if you ever end a game with sub 10 shots, you're not doing yourself enough favors in that regard. You know, you have to try to take advantage of, you know, what's given to you. And we've been harping on it since, well, a long time here. You know, no shot's a bad shot, and in NHL 24 that is absolutely magnified.
We get ready for the third period. Again, we have the new point structure in place. The emphasis is there for both teams to win this in regulation. We'll see just how aggressive they are. Opportunity for Leku on the breakaway, and another glove save by Hiatala. What a performance for him in this game so far. Not his first time bailing Poggers out. Jackery, a good move there. Carries it down low. Throws one through the slot. Nobody there. Snow's able to pick it off. Hanka. Back over. The defender pinching, and yet again, puck is still loose. Love the activation there from Kesari.
Yeah, and really impressed with the two rookies on the side of Unwanted, both Leku and Kesari, especially on that play, reading the situation and then, you know, just getting the quick shot off, seeing that, you know, testing the short side once again, trying to use the two forwards skating towards the net as bait.
Migo Buna up ahead. Jackery now. Good quick movement here for Poggers. Tried to shoot that a bit too late. Forced in front. Here's Hanka now. Migo Buna able to chase him down. A lofted pass into the middle. Simply not there. And for both of these two teams, you can kind of see maybe a little bit of hesitation to get away from their games that may have worked a little bit better in 23. Not quite trying to make the most of what the meta's set up to be for 24 thus far. Jackery able to throw it in front of the backhand. I mean, those are the type of creative looks you're going to need. And breaking through, picked off, and it's an own goal. Unwanted have another not so pretty goal, but again, they don't ask how, they ask how many, and they have yet another one.
And that is extremely unfortunate on the side of Poggers, especially for Julius there, who made the initial, I think, sort of broke that pass up. And then he gets the awkward puck pickup and puts it by his own goalie. Definitely not something you want to see, but nonetheless, Unwanted up 3-1.
Now we'll see what Poggers can do. 11 minutes to work with here to try to battle back and not lose their season opener in regulation. Migo Buna tried to chip it towards goal. Ansku throws it again towards the netminder. Jackery down low. Gets it back. Good movement there. Paid off. Benjamin able to make the save. Anka back to Sooth, and now again, Leiku pinching in, has a bit of space, tried the feed in front, a little bit too obvious, a bit too predictable. That one sauced towards goal, why not? Migo Buna tried to cut back in front. Quick out yet again, but that one picked off by Migo Buna. Jansku, full pressure here for Poggers. Jansku, short side shot. And again, Benjamin able to make the save.
Yeah, this is a great opportunity. I like that shot right there, tiring the goalie out. As we saw him cover the puck, we got a quick look at his stamina bar, nearly, if not all the way depleted. So if you're Poggers here, this face-off incredibly important, and I think it's time to pepper Benjamin with shots right here. You have the advantage in skating speed due to the pressure mechanics, as I believe we just had a desync.
It looks like it, unfortunately. This will be an interesting restart there, especially with the 24 seconds left of full pressure. But indeed, unfortunate timing on that front. It is a 3-1 lead for Unwanted over Poggers in their first game. And well, Sin, we will have a little bit of time left. I imagine there will be the restart, of course, and whether or not they bring it down all the way to the third period, which could take a little bit of time. And because of that, instead of us trying to just be like, hey, we're going to stall for 20 minutes here, get set up, we will throw it to a quick break. We will be back for the continuation of game one and, of course, coverage of the second game between Unwanted and Poggers. So stick with us here through whatever technical difficulties are going on that caused this lovely, lovely disconnect. We'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
We are back and just about ready to go. As you can see, the teams have rematched. They have gotten the score set to where it's going to be, and we're going to continue on from this point. They're not going to go to the third period. This will count as the third period from here. And Sin, I can't help but think the added incentive of the final minute not being a real-time minute, but only 30 seconds, probably factors into that decision of not wanting it to go all the way to the third and just say, all right, let's do this. But obviously, to the disconnect at a very important time. Here's Henkin, another good stop by Hiatala to make that save cold after a restart. Big stop there to keep Poggers in the game. That shot blocked down. And as a 3-1 lead for Unwanted, this will go down for icing. 7 minutes to work with here for Poggers.
Yeah, offensive zone draw here. They're going to want to try to obviously win this face-off and get a quick one here. They don't want to, wait too long to get that first goal. Obviously, they still need 2 to tie it. And if you're Unwanted here, that regulation W is oh so important.
Donsko was unable to feed that one along. Turnover there. Sooth can't get the shot off. Nuss down low, back in front. And Poggers able to take it away. Now 5 minutes to work with. Now let's go to Migo Buna. Fight for it in the corner. Yakari can't get that shot through. Sokolo breaking to the outside. We have a change there, perhaps, with Sokolo stepping in. Offside call here.
Yeah, a little curious.
Yeah, we definitely didn't have Leiku named after Sokolo in that in the first iteration of this game. Regardless, we move on. 3.5 to go. Another offside here against Poggers. Again, tough spot for them to be in. You're facing a restart like this and already being down by 2. It can be very difficult to get that momentum back.
Yeah, definitely. And with 3:14 remaining, time is quickly becoming their worst enemy here. Yet another face-off win for Unwanted.
Glove stop there by Hiatala. 2.5 to go. Poggers running out of time. Acery again. He loves those quick outs. Great job, though, by Hiatala. The follow-up pass, not so great. But took away a 2-on-0. Denies a short side shot there. As Unwanted looking to kill off the rest of this time and secure a victory in the first game of 2 between these two clubs. And it looks like they'll do just that. We hit the final 8 seconds of play. One more chance here for Henko with 1 second to go. Another stop by Hiatala, but that will do it. Again, that is the conclusion of the third period upon a restart. And it will be a regulation victory for Unwanted. 3-1, the final score, and 3 points in the books for Unwanted.
Yeah, just a great game for them. Of course, we're seeing the replays of them getting that scoreboard back to where it was prior to the reset. But honestly, hats off to Hiatala in that game. He was fantastic for Poggers. I mean, the amount of odd mans and breakaway situations that he had to face and stopped, I think, all of them. The goals that were scored against them, you could hardly fault him with. Besides perhaps that one where he was a little bit off his angle on that short side. Nonetheless, a tremendous, tremendous job by him just to try to keep his team in a position to win, but Poggers just unable to get going on the offensive side of things.
You got to look there at the first goal again against Hiatala and Poggers. A bit of an unfortunate one. You could argue this was an equalizer in terms of just an unfortunate break, but that was Poggers' only goal of the game. Mistake in their own zone here leads to the opportunity and the short side snipe by Sooth. And of course, they would add one more in the second period. And that play right there, we saw that a lot from again, the rookie in Casery. And again, another opportunity here. This was Leku breaking through and Hiatala doing everything he could to keep his team in it. And of course, we know the third goal coming up, Sin, was an own goal. Technically, that, again, you got to feel bad. There it is for Hiatala because he did play a tremendous, tremendous game.
Hmm.
And that, it honestly could have been a much more lopsided scoreline had it not been for some excellent goaltending from Poggers. They did look like a team that were playing their first game of the season, unfortunately, in the worst ways at times.
Yeah, absolutely. They just weren't quite all the way in sync on offense. It seemed like they were passing when they should shoot, and sometimes shooting when they should pass, or holding onto it too long when they should pass as well. You think back to Julius in the offensive zone, who was surveying his options, it seemed, then just let a winger come up and strip the puck off of him. It was, Poggers didn't seem to know exactly what they wanted to do. The only one seemingly locked in for the whole way was Hiatala in net. And yes, at times you want your goaltender to be your best player, but at the same time, he's not going to be able to score goals for you. So, Poggers going to have to step up and up their play in front of him. Otherwise, Unwanted, I don't, they're looking like they're poised to take this second game as well.
And I mean, talking about that Unwanted lineup as well, we mentioned the pair of rookies that they have in that particular lineup, but man, they were simpatico in that game. A lot of the quick outs from Kesari, who again looked great in terms of those quick outlet passes and just really making things happen offensively. Entered this set of games one of three players for the Unwanted lineup with 5 points in those first 4 games. Certainly have to keep an eye out on him throughout the rest of this game, as you could kind of see the willingness for Unwanted to give up possession to try to make a play.
Yeah, and it was I really liked Unwanted's game all the way around. They were great. They clogged up the middle, and Poggers never really showed any other place that they were willing to get their scoring chances from. They had one chance when they shot from the point on the rebound where Yamu nearly was able to get it in, and then I never really saw them go for a chance like that again. So I'd like to see Poggers continue to throw different looks, because Unwanted proved that they're willing to do that time and time again. They didn't get rewarded for all of them, of course, but they kept mixing it up and keeping Poggers on their toes in the defensive end.
So with that, game number 2 coming up here in just a few moments, we're essentially treating our break, our intermission, as what we had while they were getting the game set up. So we'll be sticking right here with you up until the start of this game. And again, it's just the second of 4 games on the broadcast. A little bit later on, the Falun Coal Miners taking on the Blackjacks in our other matchup on this broadcast in our opening week coverage here with the ECL Elite Division on SportsGamer. And Sin, like we said, we kind of saw it throughout that game, the new changes to the gameplay and the evolving situation with the gameplay. We already kind of talked about the patch that's coming out tomorrow and some of the changes that will make. But we really saw, Unwanted kind of taking advantage of getting established in the offensive zone, getting that full pressure. While Poggers at times, it was a lot of run and gun, force the middle. And that's a lot of what's worked in previous years. And it does still work. But again, you can argue that shouldn't be the primary go-to at this stage. There is that incentive to cycle it around a little bit more, get shots on net. And we kind of saw it in that game as well. The vast majority of the goals, dirty, broken plays in the slot right in front of the goaltender. And that's when the puck ends up finding its way into the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the best way to kind of make those situations happen are some of those perimeter shots when you have the shooting lane, of course. So you have to have good passing around the perimeter. It's either going to open up a shooting lane or open up the middle for you to attack. So yeah, Pogger's going to need a little bit more patience. As we mentioned a couple times in that previous game, it seems like they wanted to just immediately get to that middle of the ice, and that's rarely going to happen. That's the first place teams are going to defend. And while you cannot just heavy collapse as you were in years past, that's always the first thing you're going to do. Defend the center of the net, and then, give them the perimeter at first, then start to work your way out and attack those puck carriers.
So with that, again, we are just about ready to go. Game number 2, Unwanted and Poggers. Unwanted securing 3 points in that first game. and looking to make it 6-4-6 in tonight's action. Acery up for Snus. See what they can do here. Sooth has it. Leiku, again, no lineup change. There was the name glitch that we saw. Because, of course, there always has to be something to try to mess with the commentators one way or another. Jansku trying to drive that short side. Sooth can go here, find Snus. Leiku again. Tried to go across. Good back pressure by Jansku as the pass goes through the slot there. Acery gets back to the point. Henka back to him. Can't get the shot through. Second opportunity. Still couldn't get that one on goal. Yamu and his options. Again, Unwanted quickly snuffing out that attack. But an icing call here off an errant pass.
Yeah, Unwanted once again starting off pretty good. Their perimeter work I liked. You know, they're definitely not afraid to do that. Some of their rush plays, you know, a little bit too fancy, long cross-ice passes, and that could lead to danger and counterattacks coming back the other way.
Yamu for Yakari. Loose puck. Henka able to recover. Down the other way now for Unwanted. Puts on the brakes. Hits Sooth down low. Short side attempt. Good stop again by Hiatala. Amo takes the hit. That was a really good step up, but Jansku had an opportunity. Turnover here. Chance for Poggers. Good poke check by Snus, who goes down. Delayed call on the trip. Here's Henka for Unwanted. Across, and another good stop by Hiatala. Well, maybe the aim wasn't quite where Leiku would have wanted it to be. I don't know if they're going to get the extra attacker out there. For all I know, there's another glitch as far as extra attacker. This is the second time on an elite broadcast we haven't seen the goaltender go to the bench. So there must be something that I'm missing. But a power play coming up here for Unwanted.
Maybe it's just goaltenders are tired of just, you know, getting right to the bench and then the whistle blows. I mean,
not worth the stamina drain.
Yeah, definitely.
We get another look there at the trip. Power play opportunity coming up here for Unwanted, who are nearly at full pressure as well. Now, there is something else that's going to be changing in the patch is, you know, the stamina drain that you hit for being on the PK, and then you get it doubled up with full pressure. They are eliminating the PK stamina drain, but again, that is still in effect for this set of games tonight. See, that changed for next week. That shot just wide. Another opportunity that Hiatala keeps out. And the puck, fortunate bounce there, does clear the zone, but again, you got to have the puck cleared for longer than that. Thankfully, the timer expired. If you are Poggers, 15 seconds left on the power play. Kesari to Leiku, couldn't get it through. Nearly back to full pressure as we're back to even strength. Snus' shot right to the chest with a man providing some stability for Hiatala.
Yeah. A reverse screen right there by Sooth, I think that was in the net. So 4D chess right there.
I mean, what's more distracting? A man in front of you or a man behind you that you can't see? As Snus over to Henka again, full pressure for Unwanted. This is the most we've seen it in our limited sample size in the Elite Division. Another trip. A pending power play here for Unwanted. That one-timer's blocked, but still Unwanted in possession. Henka back to Kesari, pinching in, tried to tuck back to the short side. As Poggers are getting hemmed into their own zone. Another penalty here.
Yeah, I believe that's Migo Buna going to be sitting in the box, tried to get that poke away. The man was back skating out from behind the net, and I mean, just wasn't really in a position to poke regardless, you know, looking, well, essentially poking behind himself is a bit of a visual glitch on your screen. Fortunately, not another desync.
That's what I was worried about. That one deflects and off the pipe, quickly cleared out. The full pressure is off, but still 90 seconds left of a kill. 4 Poggers here who have to be absolutely gassed as a unit here. So again, being hemmed into their own zone for the vast majority of this first period, it feels like. They do clear the puck again. And a penalty here, not a power play. I was going to say, a penalty here as again we see Sooth go to the box for a cross check for contact away from the play.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the infraction. He was the one who it was passed to, so I'm assuming he... Oh, man. He just leveled someone coming up the ice. Never mind.
You got to be like Leon Draisaitl and target the hamstring if you're going to do that, you know? Casey up ahead. He'll be chased down. Leiku short side. Hiatala makes the save. As it is an abbreviated power play, 1 minute for Poggers to work with. See if they can get going. All three players that have touched the puck here on this breakout, none of them have full stamina. Not surprising. Migo Buna does establish the zone and forces a pass. Didn't take what was there. Tried to go for what he wanted to be open, but that wasn't the case. As Snus can't clear this. Jansku for Yaker. Jansku again. Good play there for Poggers. A good stop by Benjamin. Hasn't seen much action in the first period. Did a big save there. Yakari. Can't get it towards goal. Jansku very close now to getting full pressure. Our Poggers, but good job by the defense to get back behind the goal line. 1 minute to play. Leiku back to Snus. See where he goes. Taking a bit of a tour of that right-hand side. Finds Leiku. Takes him a minute to turn. 6 seconds. Sooth tried to go short side, and he had him. Another opportunity on the far side. And somehow Unwanted do not find the back of the net in the first period. For Poggers, it has to be a big sigh of relief that this game is still even.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's every single A-grade chance, save for one, was on the side of Unwanted in that period. Just immense pressure all the way around, including, on the power play. And, wow, somehow only 5 shots, but 6 minutes time on attack to just under 2 for Poggers, who have 1 shot. And it was that A-grade opportunity, but it's going to show the contrast between styles right here. I mean, Unwanted continuing to find shooting lanes and taking those shooting lanes, even when they don't necessarily have them. There was a few shots that didn't quite get through. They hit bodies in front. But, Poggers just seemingly not adjusting to the level that Unwanted has, and they're suffering because of it, and Unwanted is just pressing their advantage that they gained in the last game.
The second period about ready to begin. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. It is the second game of 2, a regular season matchup between Unwanted and Poggers. Glove save there by Hiatala, who has been fantastic. Again, Unwanted winning that first game 3-1. 3 points in the bag already. And again, trying to walk away with that perfect 6 of 6. For Poggers here, yet to really get out of the gate in this game. Enka. Back to Snus. D-to-D pass. Casey pinching and gets it across. Another good stop by Hiatala off a tremendous feed. Leiku short side. Full pressure here. You saw the pinch. Didn't get the puck. Yakari into the attacking zone. And that will at least alleviate the full pressure. Hiatala has been phenomenal. Not that I want to jinx him or anything. This has to be the best we've seen him play in the Elite Division. He has been great.
Yeah, 100%. And those saves that he were making are not easy. But I loved what I just saw out of the point man from Unwanted, who went with the pinch, knowing that with the, the stat advantage that his team had, the back checkers had a better chance of getting back into that play and disrupting things in the neutral zone. However, penalty taken by Unwanted. Is that Sith with another cross-check? No, this time I believe it is Leiku sitting in the box. A bit too aggressive there, and Poggers will have a power play.
Cross-checking penalty is really becoming a problem here for Unwanted. The only thing kind of stunting their development as the game goes on, and an opportunity for Poggers. Again, it hasn't been a pretty start to this game, but you get the first goal, and then all of a sudden momentum is on your side. They do win the draw. Migo Buna back across, and they score! Stir it up, just what the doctor ordered. The opening goal of the game for Poggers.
Wow, didn't take them long. Look, yeah, a bit of a set play right there. Although I'm not sure that's the man that he's aiming for. I feel like he's maybe going for the guy crossing the net, which would be Yakari there. Nonetheless, beautiful execution on the side of Poggers there. Man on the back door all alone. We'll get another look at it here. I'll get more of an idea of if that's indeed what Migo Booning. Yeah, I think I saw the icon passing pop up there. So excellently done on the power play.
Again, it was a poor start, but take advantage of the opportunities that you get. They did just that. They have the lead to show for it. Oh, man, that's another penalty on Unwanted. All of a sudden, a complete lack of discipline after a dominant first period. It'll be another Poggers power play.
Yeah, that was a trip in the neutral zone that Henka's going to be sitting for. Lost the puck, tried to just, turn around, poke it, and get it back right there, but not the place where you want to poke from behind the skater. So Poggers once again to the power play. They have the opportunity to double up this lead.
Can't win the draw this time. Kayseri can't clear. He broke the stick of the opposition with the shot, though. Still struggling to get it out. And now he does. It's timed well. Big bounce off the end wall. Leiku tried to find Suth, couldn't do it. 1:15 left on the Poggers power play. It's broken up again. And we haven't seen a defenseman who likes that slap shot clearance like Kayseri in quite a long time. It's a very dangerous weapon, though. Suth unable to clear as well. Off the skate of a Poggers player, and it does clear the zone. And an errant pass there. We'll have one more chance here on the rush, but won't have a follow-up performance on the power play. Yakari tried to break through, nearly found his way. We are back to 5-on-5. Slap shot there. Pass back to the point. Another shot attempt, can't get through. Leiku to Henka. Body contact there. Suth tried that short side. Good positioning from Migo Buna to block it down. Here's it up. Finds Yakari over the blue line. Again, tried to go middle off the deadwood. Henka able to find Leiku now for Unwanted. Leiku gets absolutely demolished by the big step-up hit from Migo Buna, who's in. Breakaway poked away by the defense. We've seen Migo Buna play forward in the Elite Division before. Capable. Good job there by the defense. Here's Kayseri. The forehand. No, it's picked off. Job there by Jansku. Apologies for any potential audio glitches that are popping up here as well. A shot there. Good stop by Benjamin. I think that redirected. He threw up the blocker, but it hit him on the short side. 7 minutes left now in the second period. Pretty big run of extended play here as well.
Yeah, all of a sudden, there's just a brick wall at the Poggers blue line. Unwanted has not been able to get into the zone or sustain any pressure.
Suth has that pass picked off by Jansku. Rockets it across. And Yamo just nowhere to go.
Yeah, not a bad idea right there. Seemed like a half a step maybe on that far side, but wouldn't have minded seeing a shot there either. Maybe a bit earlier. He had a clear shooting lane, and that can be your indirect pass if you bounce it off the goaltender's pads. And hey, you never know. Sometimes it might just sail in.
Oh, another attacking zone face-off for Poggers. Can't win it, though. Snus for Suth. Henka now. This communication was a good play by him. Just didn't have someone over on those far side boards. Yamo avoiding pressure. Yakari back for Yamo. 3 players there. He's not going to get those passes through.
No, I mean, and again, I've said it before. That's the initial place that you're going as a defending player on the rush. You're heading towards the middle of the ice, and if you want those opportunities, you have to pull those defenders out of position first. And if they don't get pulled out of that position, then you can work it around the perimeter for days until they do start to move and open up shooting and passing lanes.
Amo back for Yakari. Out by Case, ready to take that one away. Snus, a little bit of trouble. Like you mentioned, Sin, Unwanted having quite a bit of trouble consistently getting over the blue line. On school for Migo Buna. Broken play there, just over a minute to go in the second period.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened. Almost looked like he I'm guessing it was poked, but it looked like a bit of an animation from Migo Buna there as well. I'm not too sure if he was trying to sauce that or make some kind of a deke at the blue line. Nonetheless, we will have an offside, but Poggers gaining some steam right here and rallying around their goaltender who has been hot really for both of these games.
Final minute winds down. K3, the easy interception. Great pass, utilizing the boards. Henka across. That one clipped the post. 5 seconds left. Feed in front. Snus on the doorstep. Another good stop by Hiatala. Tremendous goaltending performance continues as we head to the third period with a 1-0 lead for Poggers.
I mean, just excellent work by Poggers in that period, standing up at their blue line. Hiatala making some massive saves, not as many or as big of the ones as he necessarily did in that first period, but he didn't have to because Poggers began to lock it down defensively. However, it is a 1-goal game. We saw many bounces in the last one that ended up in the back of the net. If you're Poggers here, you have to try to get more offense. And not only that, you need to get more goal support. You have 3 shots through 2 periods, while Unwanted is averaging 5 per period now with 10 at the end of 2. Still with the better of the zone time, despite them not being able to get that much in that period. They ended the first, I believe, with 6 minutes, so they got just under 2 minutes in that period. You did a good job there, but you have to find a way to get more offense, and simply trying to get the puck to the middle as quickly as possible hasn't been working for them. Yes, you know, they scored on the power play like that. Their other A-grade chance in this game was something sort of like that, but I don't know. It seems to me that a 1 out of 10 success rate maybe isn't what you're looking for.
The third period gets underway. Opportunity here early on, just missed on the backhand. Goes back to Henka and Hiatala. Another glove save. And Unwanted struggled a bit in that second period after a dominant first. Here's Leku, gains the zone. To go low, Sooth again just tries to tuck it in short side. Goes to the point. Snow's pinching in, can't get it through. Where's Sooth gonna go here? There's passing options. Kesari held on to it just a little bit too long. A wasted opportunity at getting that full pressure for Unwanted as well. This is pass, easily picked off by Ansku. Yakare breaks through the defense, can't hold it. Good job by Snus to poke that one away. Another errant pass on the breakout. Not sure what's going on with Unwanted right now. Been a tale of 2 teams throughout this game. Leku back for Kesari, poked away yet again. A really bizarre turn as you want to give Poggers credit, but there's a lot of unforced errors from Unwanted as well.
Yeah, that one
included.
Yeah, you know, credit to Poggers. They're not giving as much time and space to Unwanted, but it's the breakouts for me. It seems like they're panicking a little bit, like they're almost in panic mode here, trying to stretch that game out, and it's just feeding into Poggers, who have always been in good position, you know, in that neutral zone.
Good opportunity there for Poggers. Couldn't double up the lead. The good stop by Benjamin. We approach the halfway point of the period in what has been a drastically different game from what we saw in the first. Couldn't find Yakari there. 2 rookies leading the charge for Unwanted. Sooth ran out of gas. Awkward pass there. Yakari. Priamo again tried to force it. Force is certainly not looking as strong as they once were. A good block there by Yakari. Sooth able to recover. Back to Snus at the point. Sooth again. Bouncing puck. And Hiatala able to track it and cover.
Yeah, it seems like Unwanted now are falling into that trap of thinking you have to just get that goal on one shot. You have to set up the perfect opportunity right now. And again, with how aggressive Poggers is being in the defensive end, it's playing into their favor.
Buna chips that one over to the far side wall. Kesari Trying to survive that double team pressure. Has it here in front to Sooth, and a good stop by Hiatala, and a chance that Sooth would want back as he went blocker side instead of glove.
Yeah, Hyatala has just been so good right now, but his team is hanging on by a thread as Unwanted ramping up the pressure now, nearly full pressure. They won the face-off.
Henka controls, down low, cycled back to the point, full pressure again for Unwanted. As Henka rolls out, goes back down the short side wall, had the 1T for Snus, but elected not to go for it. Snus has it now, one-timer, they score! There it is! That's the Unwanted that we were seeing in the first game. They have tied it up late in the third.
Yeah, simple, trying to just take the open space right there. You mentioned it, and I think I was even pointing to the screen on there as I saw it open up. They didn't opt to go for it to Snus right there. Instead, they kind of passed it around a little bit more, but then Aleku got wide open there near the left circle and was able to bury that. I mean, just really good job of puck retrieval there. And I love, once again, the perimeter work from left to right down low. Again, we have a tie game.
You have to earn it sometimes. You got to get the defense moving. Got to be willing to move that puck quickly. Open up those shooting lanes. Good work from Unwanted. 3:20 to go. Leku trying to break through, draws a trip. And it will be a power play for Unwanted late, and an opportunity to steal this game from Poggers.
Oh, absolutely. This is a massive chance for Unwanted here. Space to cycle. Another chance to get some full pressure and set up another huge blistering shot. Look to them to do that as long as they're patient. And I think they might have a bit more patience now, especially in a tie game.
A3. Quick movement, deflection bid. Good stop by Hiatala. Leku walks right into trouble. Had space. Maybe a short-handed bid here from Poggers. Dangerous moment there, but they do clear it all the way down. So now trying to get Unwanted back into the zone. Offside there.
Yeah, definitely Unwanted, a little bit disjointed here. Just not timing their plays right, and yeah, I think he hit the nail on the head with Leku when he got that in the corner. Immediately started skating towards the net where all the defenders were, and he could have just, remained in that corner.
Yakari can't clear it. Another attempt to clear it. Bouncing puck corralled by Snus, pinching in, walks right into Yakari, who also can't clear. That was a good keep by Kayseri. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Leku for Snus. Snus back to Leku. Wasn't there that time. Kayseri pinching it back across. Great opportunity. Final minute of play. Back to 5-on-5 with full pressure. Sooth the Snus. One-timer. Good blocker stop by Hiatala. Sooth in front. Another save. Kayseri at the point. Another opportunity. What a block by the defender. 18 seconds to go. One-timer goes wide. Sooth to the point. Snus. Shot glove save. Hiatala with 9.9 on the clock. This is why they added the full pressure system, by the way. What a run.
Absolutely, and huge defensive plays. Migo Buna with two massive block shots right there, and a good glove stop by Hyatala at the end, but they're not out of it yet.
Another save, 6 seconds left, short side, puck below the goal line, and Poggers will survive. Both teams earn a point, and we'll head to overtime to decide who gets the extra one. What a scramble late in that game.
Yeah, I mean, Unwanted just really letting the offensive guns show right there, and Poggers doing everything they could in their own end to try to keep that puck out or from getting to the net. Good big saves from Hyatala. Again, huge shout out to Migo Buna for two massive block shots on the right side of that ice as time was ticking away. Just absolute excitement, but absolute domination by Unwanted. Only reason this is tied is Hyatala. Plain and simple. I mean, he has been fantastic, and Poggers just not getting enough offensive looks.
I expected the shots to be kind of one side. I wasn't expecting the numbers to be that one-sided.
Yeah.
Especially with 3 power play opportunities apiece.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Hiatala. He has earned that point for Poggers, to say the least. And we'll see if he gets a well-deserved second point on the board for Poggers, but they need to wake up a little bit here as overtime is underway. We play, of course, until there is a winner for the second point that you can earn for an overtime win. Here's Leiku. Now Sooth back to Snow. Sooth, the opportunity blocker stop. Still kept in. Leiku, a shot on. Saved again. One of the finest goaltending performances in recent memory here. Good contact there. Knocked that puck loose by Julius. Migo Buna utilizes the boards. Up to Jansku in front and just nowhere to go. Sooth out of gas. Henka as well. Unwanted, putting on the pressure to the first 3.5 minutes. As Jakob down low in the corner. Has the point. Goes down low instead. Wrap around bid. Loose puck. Benjamin able to make the save. Penalty called. It'll be interference on Poggers and a very, very ill-timed decision there.
Yeah, Yamu, I think maybe trying to go in for the shot, but to me it looked like that puck hadn't been loose for quite some time right there. So, not a great mistake there on the side of Poggers. Huge power play opportunity for Unwanted.
We'll see if they can seal the deal. Tie up off the draw. Jansku at least able to get it out of the zone. Sooth not able to speed his way into the corner, but the puck does get there. Has it here. Knocked away. Henka as Hiatala got caught. He makes one mistake. And that seals the deal. Unwanted walk away with the extra point. Make it 5 out of 6 on the night. And that's heartbreaking for Hiatala. He played so well and just ends up out of position. We'll get another look at it here. It's a good thing we went with the replay because we'll get a better look instead of what EA is providing as he goes over. It just drifted too far. Right foot gets stuck on the outside of the post. Just one mistake. What a performance, though, from Hiatala, earning Poggers what is, at the moment, their lone point on the season. I don't want it to sound too harsh, but man, they failed him. Like, that was such a good goaltending performance, and it's a shame they didn't get more than 1 point tonight.
It was a terrific goaltender performance, and throughout the game, solid defensive work as well, but on the offensive side of things, there was just about nothing going from Poggers. You know, they had 2 chances on the game, really. Two chances, and they were both kind of from the same area. One was on a one-time play. The second was on that power play that ended up in the back of the net. But after that, I mean, there wasn't anything going for them. The second they get into the zone, they look to the middle, and Unwanted continued to take that away time and time again, and there was zero adjustment from Poggers. The only adjustments that they seemingly were able to really make was taking away the blue line for Unwanted, but other than that, it was nearly free reign for Unwanted in the offensive zone. And how did they get that? They earned it. They earned it by taking space that was given to them. They didn't really, for the most part, force anything when they were punished. And then when they came back the other way, they said, okay, maybe let's not force it this time. And that was the difference in this game. One team willing to take what was given to them, work the puck around, get the chances that they were given, and then later able to earn it by pulling guys out of position. And I mean, that game easily could have gotten out of hand. The same story as the first game. Both of those games, Hiatala was an absolute magician in net and just didn't get any goal support from it. I mean, especially in that second game, gets his team a point really entirely on his own back and nearly got them 3 because it wasn't till that, power play goal that tied the game that he looked like he was going to break. But again, sure, one mistake, slid out too far, got stuck on the net, but that loss, only getting 1 point in this set, not on Hiatala by any means. He was fantastic.
5 out of 6 points secured for Unwanted as well. Some of the better aspects of their play were on display. I'm sure they found a couple of things that's like, hey, we'd want to clean this up, but that's a good sign. If you're walking away with 5 out of 6 points when you can say, okay, we made some mistakes and needed to be better in these regards, that's a very, very good night when you are in the elite division. with that, we will take a very brief break here to kind of get back on schedule, and we'll be back with our second featured matchup of this broadcast. It is the Falun Coal Miners taking on the Blackjacks. We'll be back, like I said, in just a few moments, so stick with us.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back. Thank you for sticking with us here at SportsGamer for our continued coverage of the ECL Elite Division as we get ready for our second matchup of this broadcast. And it is two veteran teams at this stage. I think that's fair to say. The Falun Coal Miners and, of course, the newly renamed Blackjacks getting ready to go. The two teams are about ready to go as well. So let's go over the team lineups for this particular matchup. And of course, we'll update you on the standings towards the end of the broadcast. And you can always go to sportsgamer.gg for the most up-to-date information. But as we get into the lineups for this particular set of games, you know, I kind of talked about the veterans that are there. For the Falun Coal Miners, Fopa Toflin Auntie comes over from Yippee Vaskala and Martindale as the front three, with Furion and Jay Toro on defense. Ellie Kamel in goal. And on the other side, of course, previously known as the ZSC Esports squad, it is Kermit, Snus, and Timothy as their front three, with Tony and Villain. And then a new look in goal, as they do still have Chich on the roster. But, you know, we'll go with Simba, as we'll raise him up and present him to everybody for the first time on broadcast. But let's get into these kind of head-to-heads. It is Auntie and Snus in the center position. And again, what a big boost to this Falun Coal Miners lineup to get a player like this.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned both these teams at this point, more kind of veteran rosters, but one side is definitely slightly more veteran than the other in these Falun Coal Miners. They just continue to pick up mainstays in the Elite Division for such a long time. Auntie been here basically virtually since the very, very beginning around the ECL scene. He's having a great start to the season, 3 points, 2 games played, and a tremendous face-off percentage in those 2 games here against Snus, who has, you know, centered this team for quite a long time. Good start for him as well. 1 point a game, 1 point over point per game.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, you know, we kind of talked about the Blackjacks roster and just, you know, how they've been able to stay in the Elite Division over the past couple of years, fended off relegation on a couple of occasions, and really looking to take that step back up towards playoff contention. We'll look over at the wingers here. As mentioned, it was Fopa Toplin and Martindale for the Falun Coal Miners. Kermit and Timothy on the other side, who are both off to pretty solid starts.
Yes, and that's exactly what you want to see if you're on the side of Blackjacks, because, you know, at times they have struggled to put the puck in the net historically, and that has, you know, come at a little bit of a cost at time. But Kermit getting going in the way he has so far with those 7 points, exactly what we kind of expect out of him. Timothy, again, you know, a more veteran player in the ECL. And point per game to start, no goals yet. He's going to want to find some twine, though, for sure, before too long.
Of course, the defensive pairings here as well. Furion and Jay Toro, Tony and Villain on the other side. And again, now we've seen Jay Toro bounce around from team to team. But again, regardless of who ends up with him, you're getting such a good player. So whether or not he kind of has that, I don't want to say a reputation in like a negative sense of kind of being a gun for hire. I mean, hey, if you are going to get someone like that who bounces around from team to team, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to do worse, or to do better, I should say, than to find Jay Toro. Just totally insulting the guy there.
Yeah, no, he has been fantastic throughout his career. Championship caliber player, has played in and won multiple championships as well here. But surprising to see both Furion and Jay Toro, guys who are known to be not only good defensively, but to be great offensively too, and put up some points. They don't have a lot, just 1 point between them. Whereas on the flip side, Tony and Villain, 5 points and 3 points respectively each. And that's something to definitely keep an eye on. Is going to be a lot more active defenders for the Blackjacks team.
Of course, we go to the goaltenders, as it will be Ellie Kamel facing off with the ECL Elite Division rookie in Simbano, I would imagine, at the very least. A little bit of Brazilian flavor, perhaps. But off to a decent start as well. To life in the elite division, 81.8 the save percentage through the first 4 games.
I still like Simba, but yeah, absolutely. He has been solid, to say the least, so far for this club. So we'll have to see if he can continue some of that work here against the Falun coal miners.
Someone who started in Neo, Light, just worked their way up continually through the divisions. We love stories like that. And indeed, maybe at least for this broadcast, we'll go with Simba, see if he likes it or not. And it opens up plenty of room uh,
Simba.
for references that will make ad nauseum, essentially, as
Yes.
the broadcast continues on. But with that, again, we are just about ready to go. You do get a look though at the team matchup. Again, we thought we might not have as much time, so we did skip over the screen. But you get a look at these two teams. Again, 2 games for the coal miners, 4 at this stage for the Blackjacks, and neither necessarily where they would want to be in some ways. Although a 100% power play for the coal miners, probably not too many opportunities, but it's still
Sustainable.
something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, definitely sustainable though. No, but yeah, it's either a 500 or a negative goal differential, not where you want to be. You have to score more goals than let them in to win. Definitely expert analysis right there. But yeah, they're both definitely going to have to do a better job of putting goals up and then obviously keeping them out too. But when it comes to the Blackjacks, though, need more goals for. They have played those 4 games, just averaging 2-4 per game. The goals against not too bad, but again, they don't want to let those old kind of habits, I guess you could say, or old tendencies to creep into this new season. They need to find more ways to put that puck in the net.
So again, we are just a few moments away from a puck drop, game 1 of 2 between these two clubs. We will, in fact, get a look at the current standings as well. Of course, results still being filed in. We know Poggers, of course, will stay on that 1 point through 2 games played, whereas for Unwanted, they're going to be on 9 points through their first 6 games as well. Not a bad start for them. And of course, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast as well. Sin Tunnel Vision off to a good start after a dominant year in NHL 23.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to take maybe a little bit of time to get used to the differentials in points, but could end up being a good thing. A whole lot less tiebreaker potential, and that's kind of part of the idea, of course, switching to the new point structure. But again, you can catch up quite quickly as well if your strikers, 2 wins in regulation puts you just right up there behind Tunnel Vision. So it's a lot of potential for these teams to step up. Jyväskylä is actually doing pretty good as well with the immense amount of lineup changes. You could think there's maybe some adjustment period, but starting off on a strong footing.
Again, we get ready for action here as we continue on with our coverage of the ECL's Elite Division, Week 1 here. And of course, again, as we mentioned, our Pro Division coverage started yesterday as well. We will be here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday throughout this season as we cover the action heading in to the postseason. Of course, the top 8 teams make the playoffs at the end of 30 games, with the bottom 4 teams, those being the spots where you do not want to end up, 16th automatically relegated to our Pro Division, while 13, 14, and 15 have to fight for their survival against Pro Division clubs who happen to not win the championship. And of course, you talk about champions as well from the Pro Division. Polski boys up currently in 10th, 3 points through their first 2 games. Not a bad start for them.
No, definitely not. And they're, kind of the team that I'm keeping an eye on there. It's always good to see those hungry teams coming up from Pro Division, but even more so when you get the change from game to game as well. There oftentimes those newer sort of teams want to be quicker on the uptake and get used to some of those new mechanics. So a decent start for them so far, but of course a very small sample size.
Again, we continue to wait for these 2 teams to get matched up. Some potential sinking issues we have been made aware of, so we'll see how this goes. But indeed, it looks like we are good to go. You get a look there at the teams in the lobby, player types, almost all of what we expected. Puck movers, the playmakers at center. The lone difference, Volpa Toflin running sniper and Gold 1T. J Toro as well, by the way, not running any version of Elite Edges. That is an incredible rarity on the European side of things in this scene. I'm intrigued to see how this works out for him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very curious to see that, but I love Falun rocking that gold 1T. It is just as effective just to show your opponent as it is as an ability too, because they always have to worry about that threat of whatever side of the ice you're on.
Again, coming up this Monday, November 27th, our next Elite broadcast, Yippee Voskala taking on Lextagon HC, and then a big one, H-Reds and Strikers head-to-head. That rivalry continues, both teams in sort of a new era at this stage. It's a very important matchup for bragging rights and in terms of really establishing yourself as, still a powerhouse in this division, as they are both still expected to be. But here we go. It is game one. Of course, Blackjacks in their home red taking on the Falun Coal Miners. Game 1 of 2 here in the regular season. Coal Miners trying to get things going early on. J Toro looking to step up. He loves to do. Not a bad pass idea from Falun, but Furion not quite where he thought he'd be. And comes in Martindale to Falun. Surprised he passed that. Auntie unable to hold on to it. Gets it back here, though. Can't pick the corner. Big save by Simba.
Yeah, definitely a good shot right there. And yeah, I agree. I was kind of surprised Falun didn't try to get a shot, whether it's just a backhand on or switch to the forehand real quick and get a shot at that short side. But nonetheless, a solid start for the Falun Coal Miners and still in the zone right here, although it was stripped away.
Filling up ahead to Kermit, former Rookie of the Year, golden helmet wearer as well as team leading goals, or a point getter right now, not necessarily just goals. Martindale holds this one in, down low to Falun, and again, another errant pass as they try to go back to the point. It's a good thing to look for, they just haven't been able to kind of connect.
Yeah, both of those passes, one by Falun and then the other one right there trying to go back. Both defensemen slightly off their marks. If that puck is on that side of the ice, you definitely want to be more hugging the boards if you're on the point.
Tony to Villain. Now Villain there, actually. It was just there to help cover. Toro picks that one off. Down the other way, here's Falun, head of steam, back in front, kept out. Coal Miners again in on the attack. Auntie from Martindale. Furion tries to get it down low. Falun is there, has a bit of trouble. Auntie tries to get that shot through. Recovery defense for the Blackjacks. Tony will settle things down. Back for Snus in the middle. Here's Timothy. Draws the trip. Falun gonna head to the box. Power play coming up for the Blackjacks.
Yeah, really good chance for the Blackjacks to get themselves going in the offensive sense. There were some good chances for the Falun Coal Miners a bit earlier on in this period here. And now, Blackjacks have a chance to set things up on the power play and get some offensive looks. And we'll see what they're made of.
Aggressive face-off set here. Can't win the draw. Furion fends off some of the pressure. Can't clear it out. Loose puck. Martindale recovers. Doesn't elect to send it down. Kermit over the line. Takes a big hit to make the play. Villain to Timothy. D to D. Tony cuts back. Forehand. Couldn't sneak it short side. That's a good shot, though, by the defenseman.
Yeah, excellent job right there. Really basic play, but it's so key for a defenseman to do. You can take the one-timer or you can grab it, cut back the other way, and you have an open lane.
First pass doesn't go. Just 28 seconds left on the man advantage. Villain's shot can't get through the traffic. Furion and Auntie unable to clear it out. A little bit of a fortunate break there. We're back to 5-on-5. Huge hit there in center ice. Toro to Falun, fresh out of the box. Can't make the play past the set of defenders. Snus for Timothy. Work with Kermit. Furion there to disrupt again. Falun all the way to Martindale. J Toro now. Thought either one of them had the opportunity to maybe get a puck on net. Martindale's still in possession. Down low for Falun. Tried to go back to the point. Bit of a scramble here. Blackjack's able to come up with it. See, back to Villain. And we've seen Villain work his way into this lineup. And Kermit gets the opening goal. What patience on display by the former rookie of the season. 1-0 for the Blackjacks.
Beautiful, simple hockey for the Blackjacks right there. They enter the zone, set the puck down the boards behind the net, and Kermit just does what he does best. Magic when he has the puck. Just back skates out and rips that shot on. Left winger, left-handed stick right there. That gives him a type of advantage on plays like that, and we see that a lot, back skating out from behind the net. However, it's usually a lot more in tight, but with Kermit he goes a bit wider, and with that left-handed grip, he's able to get a clean shooting lane, goes short side. Blackjacks up 1-0.
Another goal for Kermit this season. Make it 4. Great opportunity. Shoveled towards goal there by Snus. Blackjacks tried to double up. Offside call here against the Coal Miners, who did get off to a decent start in this game, but again surrendered the first goal. What happens here on the face-off? Guys with an above 50% win percentage heading into this game. Conti above 60. Pass over, no. Villain able to pick it off. Again, talked about him working his way into this lineup. Tony and Haldeem that were kind of leading the way. Timothy able to get this puck, leading a breakdown the other way for the Blackjacks. Timothy short side. And Ellie Kamel makes the save, but I like the fact that he took that shot as the defense was getting back to cut off the cross crease.
Yeah, I was just going to point that out. That's just a great play by Timothy right there. A bit fortunate to get that puck, but once he realized that he did, takes off, and he knows that pass is not clean right there. There's a shot coming on from Kermit. Ellie Kamel will take it off the hop off the boards. But, I mean, Timothy, that's just, again, veteran play, smart play. And, you know, yes, you can force that pass, but if that bounces out back to the neutral zone, there could be a potential odd man coming back the other way. So I love the decision to shoot right there. No goal comes of it, but, you know, they got some offensive pressure and offensive zone draws out of it.
Final minute of play here in the first period. Blackjacks trying to get another one here late. Snus takes the hit. Here's Jay Toro. Great pass for Martindale. Has time. Off the spin. Pass for Patoflin. Can't find the back of the net. One more chance here perhaps for Snus. Too much traffic. First period comes to a pretty wild close there with a 1-0 lead intact for the Blackjacks.
Yeah, it was a beautiful chance at the end there for the Falun Coal Miners. I mean, such a nice play by Martindale there. Realizing that to be able to get the angle on that pass, he had to pull off a move like that, using the spinorama to change angle and sending it back. And what a guy to send it back to there. Patoflin, who let a blistering one-timer go that Simba went down for. And I'm not too sure if it actually counted as a save right there. All happened so fast. And maybe we will be able to get another look at it. But here's a look at that goal by Kermit. Just beautifully done. Skating out from behind the net right there. And just in between the body of the goaltender and the post.
We get ready for the second period of play. The action, as always, brought to you by our friends at Kovalon Lakritzi. First game of 2 between these two clubs. Attacking zone, Jay Toro for Martindale. Break up there by Villain. And an offside call there early off of a broken play.
Yeah, trying to stretch that pass through right there. Hits off the skate of, I believe, Furion right there, who was on the back check. So a nice attempt right there trying to spring Kermit, but just doesn't work, and it's actually going to count going all the way back.
Face off, Patoflin. Tested, has to go back to the point. Furion, the extra pass. Picked off. Here goes Kermit, the goal scorer. Gets it back. Can't make the play. Poke check there to keep it alive. Timothy now. Throws one on. Kicked away by Ellie Kamel. Martindale for Auntie. Back to Furion again. Can't find a way through. Blackjacks playing some good defense in the early stages of the second period. Timothy, the veteran. Say that for so many players at this stage in these two particular lineups, but of course, We've seen Timothy quite a bit in and out of the elite division. Nice job there on the breakout, though, by the Blackjacks. Good patience. Timothy tried to go in front. Off the skate of Snus. Opatoflin. Up to the puck. Dylan, yet again, always seems to have that puck in his own zone. Timothy, great spin to maintain possession. Villain now for Kermit. His shot glove down. A great shot indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that decision from Kermit once again. Not in a bad location to rip that puck. Has the lane, tries to go far side. Ellie Kamel gets the glove on it, but again, another offensive zone draw, and that pressure meter about halfway filled.
Lane went off the draw. Villain back to Snus. Shoveled one wide. Opatoflin will look to settle things down. Toro can gain the zone cleanly. Coal Miners forced to reset. Martindale tested by Kermit. Great job to shut that down. Jack's playing some good defense here. Dylan tried that slap entry. Toro quickly back up to Martindale. Counterattack here. Opatoflin has it poked away. Furion pinching in. Has it yet again. Goes back down low. Opatoflin, the cut move. Martindale now. Can they complete anything? No, they can't. Again, they have these moments where the setup's really good. They just can't find the finish. Timothy. Hold on to it. Tony, slap shot. Good block. Martindale for Opatoflin. 5-on-1, though. Bides his time. Toro back to him. And again, Toro, good movement. And again, they just can't find that space at the end. Timothy, toe drag. Kermit scores, but it is being waved off. I guess being reviewed for a kick would be my presumption.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming as well. He kicked it to his stick, but it looked like he got possession before it slid 5-hole.
Good replay.
And yeah, gray screen. Yeah, I'm assuming there may be, yeah, it's a kick that they're looking for.
No goal. That's a tough break, but maybe a wake-up call for the coal miners.
Yeah, absolutely. That was such a beautiful play by Timothy. The toe drag, then the pass to the middle. Maybe would have liked to see him shoot off of that, but the pass nearly worked itself, so.
Opatoflin down the other way. Crowd still very upset about that one. You can understand it. Hip check there, and then a good opportunity. Big save. On, you're able to keep that one out. Kermit recovers. Thought he had his second goal of the game. Here's Timothy now. Again, tried to throw it on short side. I like it. Back in the corner. Kermit, errant pass. Villain was able to do well with it. Kermit again, just can't hold on to it. Bumper cars out there. Defensive zone and an offside call. 2:20 left in the second period.
Yeah, there have been quite a few collisions in either defensive end. Both these teams very aggressive and physical when they're defending in their own end, and that's what you got to kind of do, you know, prevent the other team from getting an easy cycle.
Tony able to recover this. Chance for Snus, tried to throw a shot on. Defense was able to recover. We approach the final minute. Opatoflin. It poked away. Furion goes, tries to bide his time. 5-man trap here. They're going to wind this clock down. Look for one more chance. Gaining the zone with speed. Doesn't quite work out. Martindale onside. 3 seconds to go. One-timer opportunity for Opatoflin. Saying right when it looked like they had run out of time, they get one more opportunity at the death, but still trail by one heading in to the third period.
Yeah, and that one-timer rung off the post as well. I mean, that's that gold 1T for you. And Opatoflin's a guy who knows how to get himself into shooting position. And, you know, something that seems like it maybe couldn't be all that dangerous is something that you see. But that's that high zone one-timer that I've always wanted to see the European scene using a little bit more. Something that's been quite prevalent in the NA scene for quite some time, and that we got to see at the World Finals when Entourage, you know, were able to to win that one in 5, and they utilize that high zone 1T quite a bit, especially on the rush. We saw it right there. We saw how deadly it can be, seemingly coming out of nowhere. That one just rings off the post for Falun, but a good chance nonetheless. But you'd still like to see Falun Coal Miners getting a few more shots here. And you said it, like, their cycle starts off good, and then near the end, as they try to attack the middle, all of a sudden it kind of falls apart. So we'll have to see some adjustments being made from them, but good start for the Blackjacks here in this one.
We get ready for the third period. And as we mentioned, the first game of 2 between these two clubs as we continue on with our coverage of the Elite Division's opening week, ECL's opening week for that matter. Kermit, the lone goal scorer in this one so far. Pick off there by Snus on the back check. And what was it, Sin? Just 2 shots for the Falun Coal Miners so far in this game. Talked about it, not necessarily a recipe for success. The way the game works this year, good patience here from Falun has played defense quite regularly in the past couple of seasons. Pace now for Martindale. Brought on in the corner. Tony got the better of him, but loses it to Auntie. Shot blocked down by Villain. Good to see it might be more of a shoot-first approach. Timothy tried to go back to Tony for some reason. Decided to skip over or under the stick. Thought he was in a really good position to pick that up.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised it just kind of skittered through the location where he was.
Yep, check takes out Furion. It's 4-on-4. Down the other way. Villain, another pick-off. As he's continued to adjust to life in the Elite Division. Very stable presence back there. Falun able to get around him, though. Good pressure. J Toro takes the hit. Tony takes the hit as well. Martindale's shot on. Stopped by Simbano. Falun takes his time yet again. Furion at least gets the puck into the attacking zone. Good patience. Falun still has it. Can't get the shot through on goal. Opens up space for the Blackjacks down the other way. And ran out of space quickly. Tony back for Snus. Errant pass. Kermit able to recover. Has it poked away. Already halfway through the third period. Timothy able to get the puck off the double team. Trying to get around to the fence. Who gets a stick to it. An interception there by Furion, though. Finds Martindale. What a hit there, though, by Tony. The defense. Blackjacks. Strong in this third period. Timothy will dump it in. Maybe miscommunication with Kermit, who looked like he had to jump in and just started to turn around.
Yeah, I was just going to point that out. It seemed like they were maybe thinking of an end-around play, but he slowed down. But then Timothy goes for it anyway, so definite miscommunication there, I think.
Okay, Toro, good movement here. Delayed offside. 6 minutes to go. Blackjack still up 1-0 in this game. Kermit tried to go back to Snus. Gets it back. Tired player out there, though. Carry on to Martindale. Timothy has it now. Tony takes the hit. Timothy again. Shot deflected. Good stop by Eli Kamel. Kermit back to Snus, and another great glove save. Eli Kamel keeping the Falun Coal Miners in it. What a great icon pass, but a superior save on the other side.
Yeah, beautiful feed to Timothy, who put everything into that. Eli Kamel stretched out and got the glove.
Full pressure, another stop. The Falun Coal Miners netminder, 3:16 to go in regulation. Go. Aggressive set. Face off. One clean for Auntie. Martindale able to get it out. That will clear the full pressure. Again, 3 points for the regulation win. Emphasis to go for it. Big contact there. Will be an injury for Timothy, who gets the shot off. Blackjacks finally into double digits. We hit the final minute of play again. Only the final 30 seconds. Get the heavy slowdown. So less time to work for the Falun coal miners here as Blackjack's trying to pin him into their own zone. Kermit wraps it all the way around. 20 seconds to go. Good pickoff by Furion, but nobody there on the receiving end of the play. Timothy's just offside. 15 seconds to go.
But that's such a good job by the Blackjacks to kill time right there. You know, the cycle's used for a lot of things, and one of them can be to just kill some time, and they did. They worked it beautifully right there. Work the perimeter, forcing those defenders to skate at you, burn some of their stamina, so that if they do get that puck, the counterattack won't be as strong. Textbook from the Blackjacks.
Aggressive set here. Clean win that time for Snus. Furion has it. 10 seconds to work with. Martindale over the line. Furion can't hold it. Martindale as well struggling. Martindale on the forehand. Furion shot block, traffic in front, and that will do it. 1-0. The final score holds up. 3 points in the bag for the Blackjacks.
I mean, just an excellent performance out of them, really, in all three zones. I like the way they cycled the puck for the most part. The goal that they got was from that cycle. You know, it was zone entry up at the point, sent all the way down low, and then Kermit does what he does best from behind the net right there. That is an amazing animation right there. And for the Falun coal miners, just not enough shots. I think it's got to come down to that, and their offensive zone execution as a whole simply wasn't very strong right there. And I mean, what a save by Ali Kamel off that Timothy shot. That was a thing of beauty, but no goal support for the Falun coal miners, so he will not get credit with the win, despite playing a pretty good game, did Ali Kamel. If we can get a quick look at the final shot tally, 90 save percentage from him.
We haven't seen too many games that low scoring in our time yet this season. That low scoring, and only 14 shots combined, as well as we'll get a look at the lone goal. It came from Kermit. We mentioned the former rookie of the season, and again, a great shot there. The lone one to get past Eli Kamel, despite some chances. It was Eli Kamel's first game of the season, if I'm not mistaken, and looked pretty good. But as you mentioned, it's another example of a strong goaltending performance where there's simply no goal support on the other side. That has just been the theme of this broadcast so far, and we will see if that continues. We certainly have more to talk about, but before that, we'll take a quick break. We'll get a word in from our sponsor and set the stage for the second game between these two teams and our fourth and final game of the broadcast.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back again. A big thank you for sticking with us here. We get ready now for the second game between the Falun Coal Miners and the Blackjacks. Again, our final game on broadcast for this week. A reminder, of course, we will be back on Monday with 2 more matchups. I'll get that information on screen for you while they load in. But for now, again, we look at the the matchup here, and no changes that I detect. No, Fopatoflin did change from a sniper to a puck mover. I was wondering if that might be the case. So an interesting change there. But again, coming up this Monday, November 27th, Yippee Vaskala and Lextagon, H-Reds and Strikers. You're not going to want to miss those matchups. So make sure to tune in. Follow the channel if you haven't already. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get it done. So, Sin, we do see the change in the aftermath of, well, a shutout as well. I mean, we didn't really hype that up too much because you always want to avoid the word, but a first career ECL Elite Division shutouts on one side, of course, and now you wonder, okay, what are we going to see in this matchup that might different from the Falun Coal Miners?
Well, it's just got to be, for me, a few more shots on net. They just didn't have enough. Their 2 best chances were from the gold 1T, so I'm a little bit surprised to see that coming out, but maybe they're just trying to get a bit more puck possession so that they can get some more shots and chances from different locations. I'm not too sure, but I did like the game overall from the Blackjacks in the last one. I thought they defended well. Their rush game was really, really solid and, took the chances that were given to them.
Well, from here trying to weave his way through. Timothy there. Good patience. Runs into a poke check, though, from Martindale. Onti a chance. Great glove save yet again.
I like it. Quick puck movement, and they don't force the low slot. They let the kind of collapse materialize after they get into the corner, and they hit the high man right there, and Onti gets a nice shot because of it.
Filling up ahead for Kermit now. Taps that one all the way around. Maybe not intentionally, but they do have some space to work with. Big hip check there. Timothy back to Tony. D to D pass. Villain the windup. Good block by the defense.
An excellent job right there for him to pick off that stretch pass, too. That broke up a breakaway.
Timothy to spin, finds Kermit, wrap around bid, hit the side of the net, so close. Been a very pretty goal there on the combination from the Blackjacks wingers as Villain able to get it up. Breakaway here for Kermit, and he's denied. May have clipped the outside of the post. Thought I heard a ping, but Ellie Kamel stared him down. 2 great chances for Kermit here.
Jay Toro just got put into the bench off a huge collision.
Potoflin will work his way in. Furion nearly had it poked away, still in control. And further, Potoflin glove save. Yeah, maybe start shooting blocker side.
That was a great chance right there from Falun Coal Miners. They're attacking the higher part of the zone quite well here, and that's a play right there. I'm sure Potoflin's wishing he still had that gold 1T, but good chance nonetheless. Excellent save by Simba.
And loose puck all the way back down, chopped on net by Kermit. The confidence is there. Somehow doesn't have a goal in this game.
You'll love to see it. Honestly, he might be one of the most creative players in this division.
We're halfway through this first period. Again, surprising to not see a goal on the board yet.
Gotta love that German ingenuity, man.
It's Furion in control. Onti loses it. Jay Toro pinching in, tried to go down low. And he also tried to shoot it too early. Martindale going to the box for interference. You could tell what he was looking for.
Yeah, I just didn't, get the receipt pass as he had intended right there and completely take someone out in the slot. So he'll be sitting for 2 A big opportunity now for the Blackjacks to capitalize on this power play. We'll see if they can get that cycle game going to the extent that they had it going, especially at the tail end of that first game.
And an aggressive set here for the Blackjacks. They do win the draw clean. Good play between Kermit and Villain. Stopped again by Ellie Kamel. Furion not able to clear. Timothy shot, deflection bid in front. Full pressure now for the Blackjacks. Villain another deflection bid. Still in possession. Nuss. Is it poked back? Tony to Villain. And again the shot. Kermit takes his time, sends it across. Good opportunity still for the Blackjack. Thrown on net, stopped by Ellie Kamel.
Incredible stops right there by the Coal Miners goaltender. Just all kinds of pressure in front of his face, all kinds of rubber finding its way towards the net, and he stopped every single one.
Tony to Kermit, buffered shot. Bouncing puck that Timothy couldn't settle. Fopa Toflin able to clear. They have a couple of seconds to get it back in. The full pressure is actually going to expire anyway due to the timer. Jay Toro gets dropped. We're back to 5-on-5. Martindale between the legs. Shot there from Snus. Another save by Ellie Kamel. Can these poor goaltenders get some goal support? Here comes Martindale. Opatofan unable to hold it. Hey, Toro. Trouble staying on his feet. And now for the Coal Miners, I think it's a matter of just trying to get some stamina back. Martindale gets the feed. Still has it, at least momentarily. Kermit gets it up to Tony. Now back again. Quick movement here from the Blackjacks. Fopa Toflin. Finds Auntie in space. Fopa Toflin, glove save. Another stop by Simano. We call him Simba. His motto, Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful save.
Dude, just absolutely unreal right there. The fact that he stuck with that angle despite the backdoor chance there being so very obvious just is such immense trust in the defense.
Tennessee back to Snus as we approach the final minute. Dylan at the point, back to Timothy. Takes his time. Kermit for Villain. The shot save, rebound, scores! They've had so many chances in this first period. It was a matter of time. Snus has the breakthrough, and the Blackjacks grab the lead.
Just love that defense or offensive zone presence from the Blackjacks there. I mean, they just continued to move the puck, but not only that, bodies were moving as well. They were all skating, looking for different angles. You'll see it right here. Timothy surveying his options. He and Snus kind of switch places right there, and guess who pops out around the net? It's Snus from his original position on the left wing side, goes behind the net, and then pops out the right side to be there for the rebound. 1-0 for the Blackjacks.
Snus gets the goal, his third of the season. Icing here, though, with 7.2 to go. Opportunity before the end of the period. See what the Coal Miners can do. Plenty of time on the clock. High up, Snus. To get the most of it, Tony has trouble and clears. Good work. First period goes in favor of the Blackjacks. 1-0 off of the late goal from Snus.
And at this point, with the saves that Ellie Kamel has had to make, I mean, at this point, internally, maybe he's got to be begging for some goal support here, as, of course, we're calling for it as well. We've seen a couple, well, really multiple great goaltender performances here throughout these two matchups, of course. You think of Hiatala for Poggers in that first one who couldn't get any goal support. It's a very similar story here once again in this one where Ellie Kamel is nearly standing on his head and just not enough offense coming out from the Falun Coal Miners. Tripled in shots and, you know, almost doubled when it comes to time on attack as well. A face-off battle even going in the favor of the Blackjacks here. What a start for them. And, you know, I think NHL 24, this might be one of those teams that didn't have to adjust as much. I feel like, you know, they were always kind of a team who liked to shoot a lot, and they're continuing that same sort of thing, not afraid to take those point shots. And now in a game system that sort of benefits them, we're seeing them get a lot more chances, and hopefully that's going to continue to translate into more and more goals.
Second period underway. ECL Elite Division action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. It was a victory in Game 1 for the Blackjacks, securing 3 points. Love another regulation win to secure 6 out of 6 from this matchup. Another good save there by Eli Kamel. Right, surrendering the only goal of the game so far, as Timothy tried to make a play there. It's a very similar story, Sin, like you said, to what we saw from Hiatala with Poggers. Eli Kamel doing his best to keep his team in it. Kermit centering feed picked off. Very low percentage chances in terms of those forced passes in front compared to what we've seen in the past. What used to be effective. Monty has it, only momentarily. Just the goal scorer over the line. Takes a big hit. Carry on, it's off the leg of the defender, of the forechecker, I should say. And off of that, Eli Kamel forced to cover.
Yeah, kind of hectic back and forth action right here. But once again, Falun Coal Miners continuing to not be able to really establish themselves in the O-zone.
Tennessee tried to go back in front. Jay Toro was there. Kermit to Villain. They take their time moving around. Villain shot. Good rebound. And that's the patience that you have to show sometimes to get those lanes to open up. Villain up ahead. Kermit for Timothy. 3-on-3. Timothy across. They score. Tony jumps up into the play. The defender doubles up the lead for the Blackjacks. It's 2-0.
And I'm not too sure, but it looks like Tony made a slight cut a bit more inside on that one, because when I looked at Furion, he was covering it as if Tony was continuing to skate towards that post. This isn't going to be the greatest angle on it, but yeah, you can see right there, Tony gets the inside track, and I think I saw it right there, a slight cut to the middle that puts Furion out of position. This will be a good chance to get another angle on it, as Tony is up in the play right here. And you'll see it right there. A slight cut to that left-hand side. Also slows himself down just enough for that lane to be present. Great job by Tony recognizing the situation, and just a fantastic pass from Timothy.
First goal of the season. Kermit, the back pass. Jay Toro was there, and for the Falun Coal Miners now, you've had some offensive struggles. Start finding a way to get some more zone time, get some shots on net. Here's Auntie, back for Furion. Draws a trip. A power play could certainly help those offensive woes. A good save there off the one-timer. Maybe not the aim on the shot that they were hoping for, but a chance here now for the Falun Coal Miners.
And if you're the Falun Coal Miners, this feels like a must-score situation here. You've been failing to find some offense, really failing at times to get established, despite on that last possession. So here you want to continue that momentum and start peppering Simba with some more shots.
Face off, one clean by Snus, but unable to clear the puck out. Martindale has trouble. Tony clears it out. What a great game he's having. 30 seconds gone on the man advantage. Furion not able to hold that. It is technically into the zone. Tony clears all the way down and forces a save out of Eli Kamel. Tony can do no wrong right now.
I think that one came off the back wall and then bounced precariously towards Eli Kamel. I thought I heard the audio of it bouncing off the end boards.
Other win. Kermit on the backhand. Great stop by Eli Kamel yet again. On the short-handed opportunity. Scramble for the puck. Auntie to Jay Toro. Shot bounces and it's in. Puck's on net. Good things can happen. A big save on one side and a power play goal for the Falun Coal Miners on the other.
Yeah, Auntie going to get credit for that as it hit the goaltender's pads and just bounced over. Excellent decision to just fire it on net right there. off the glut, off the chest, may have rolled down his back and in, but Antti wasn't taking chances as he guided that puck in towards the back of the net. So good goal, great way to capitalize for the Falun Coal Miners. That needs to get the ball rolling offensively for this team now as the super slow-mo is over.
We got a big goal there. Tough break as well for the Blackjacks. I mean, you have that ozone draw. Snus has done so well on the face-offs. Sometimes it is a fortunate bounce like that. That's why, again, get a puck on net. Yeah, if you have an A-grade opportunity, find a way to get it. You never know. Puck on net and roll up over the top of a goaltender like that. It's a very tough break. On one side, very fortunate and much needed break for the other. The Falun Coal Miners are on the board, and this is back to a one-goal game. Sense the urgency here, too, from the Coal Miners to get another one here quickly. Snus. Not there on the pass. Had it back for a second. Now Antti to Martindale. Martindale wanted the 1T. Villain was right there. All over that one. And his penalty led to that power play opportunity. Kermit back to the point. Tony looking. Timothy stuck on the backhand. About time for Kermit to get back to his feet. Was Villain in front of goal posting up.
Yeah, kind of got a nice poke on it, but again, you're seeing that patience in the offensive zone on display from the Blackjacks, and it's a really good type of patience because they just continue to skate. The puck and body movement from them has been very impressive so far. They're always moving in that zone, so they're not just standing there. They're not just, holding onto the puck looking for a pass. They're always moving, always looking for new angles to attack.
Offside call here. 2:21 to play in the second period. 11-5, the face-off advantage for Snus in this game. Antti entering play with a 60% face-off win percentage, so you don't expect maybe to see it as one-sided, especially Blackjack's favor. Kermit, the double move. Timothy, good blocker stop by Eli Kamel, who gets dumped by a hip check from Martindale. And we'll see next week just how effective hip checks still happen to be following a patch that comes out tomorrow. Final moments of the second. Timothy Rockets one in front. Kamel will play it out. 5 seconds to work with. Antti from Martindale. Fopatoflin doesn't receive the pass, and that will do it. It'll be a one-goal game heading into the third period.
Yeah, and we're going to get to see Martindale, who has been throwing his weight around, and yeah, it's going to be that hip check there towards the end, but what a sweet little move to set up that chance. Kermit did a double one-touch deke to the inside and then fed Timothy, who was cutting across the other way. Eli Kamel once again able to track the puck and make the save. He has just been fantastic throughout the course of this, but once again, his team getting heavily outshot, doubled again, 14-7, but at least total more shots for the Falun Coal Miners in this one. I believe they only had 4 in the last game, so they've already surpassed that now heading into the third period, but they still need to find another goal here because the Blackjacks are continuing just to get those offensive guns going.
As you get a look here at the goal again from Tony in that second period. Right now is the go-ahead goal. And we've talked about it all broadcast long. The new point structure, there's an emphasis, win in regulation to get 3 points rather than 2 for an overtime win. I'd still love to eventually see shootouts be an option for regular season at least. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Chance here. Snus not able to get that pass ahead. Kermit in a foot race. It will go down for icing. A fortunate break there for the Coal Miners. That could have been dangerous.
Absolutely right there. And Snus, I think, didn't have time to bring up the icon passing, but if he had the angle right, Timothy was long gone there.
Off the draw. Jay Toro able to hold. Antti has room to shoot. Elects not to. Martindale has nowhere to go. Timothy tried to break through. Fury unable to strip him of the puck. Villain for Tony. Takes his time. We'll look to reset here for the Blackjacks. Played offside, and there it is. After contact at the blue line, sent a player there for the Blackjacks flying into that offside position.
Yeah, similar situation than we were in last game. 1-goal lead for the Blackjacks here. How are the Coal Miners in this one going to respond in this situation? They've been doing a better job throughout this game of getting some of those shots, but still at times I'm seeing their hesitancy to shoot, even though they're in a decent position to do so, and they have the lane.
Toro tried to get that pass to the middle. Chopped around, Villain up ahead. Snus gets the pass for Timothy. Back to the centerman, a net drive. Timothy can't get it through the traffic. Wasn't there, and then quickly developed. Patience here from Furion. But Hofum takes a hit. They're onside. Auntie tries to pass in front. Timothy now for Snus. Numbers here. Villain trying to go far side. Rebound kept out by Ellie Kamel. Can somebody please earn that goaltender at least a point?
Unbelievable right there. And once again, the right play made by the Blackjacks on the rush. They don't force the cross crease. He takes the shot low on net, creates the rebound. Kermit has a great shot, but Ellie Kamel keeps it out with the pad.
Marion picks that off. 10.5 to go. Fopa Toflin, they're onside. Taken away. No, Timothy didn't get the pickup. Jay Toro in front. Tony's there. Timothy now has options. Kermit to Villain at the point. D-to-D pass. Tony has a lot of space to work with. Heavy collapse here for the Coal Miners. Auntie. Furion, the defender, pinching up. And double team couldn't get through. Time continuing to tick away for the Coal Miners. Penalty call for Patoflin's shot. Good stop. Furion tried to go back, and here it is. And this is the opportunity. Power play coming up.
Yeah, and I believe they got their first goal on the power play as well, if I am remembering correctly here. So huge opportunity that they need to capitalize on. Ellie Kamel has been playing fantastic for them throughout this game, has saved at least 2 or 3 what seemed like sure goals in this one alone. So the Falun Coal Miners need to pay him back with an excellent power play.
Jay Toro. Martindale. Furion, a bit of space to work with. Cuts back. Pass, but they still have the pressure. Full pressure enacted for the next 27 seconds. I want to call it directionless, but just, again, looking for things, trying to force plays that aren't necessarily there. Toflin hit the bar. They finally found the space they wanted and did not get rewarded.
That's a tough one right there. Beautiful play of getting that pass through to a guy cutting across the net and just off the post. All kinds of space on that left-hand side of the net. Beautiful play, really. And Toflin just hits iron.
So close there. A tough break. It wasn't the prettiest power play to kick things off. Final 5 seconds. Toflin recovers. We are back to 5-on-5. Toflin and Generals had some good chances tonight. Shot there. The rebound out to the far side corner. Here on to Jay Toro. It's blocked. Sent up ahead for Kermit, who is absolutely gassed. Timothy pushed off. Offside call.
Yeah, I like the decision there, though, by Kermit. Just try to skate that out. No stamina or not, there was all kinds of space on the left side, so start skating diagonally. Unfortunately, of course, Timothy getting pushed offside, but nonetheless, I'm just continuing to see really good decision-making coming out from the side of the Blackjacks.
Jay Toro to Martindale. 2.5 minutes to go. Not much time left to work with. Monty holds it too long, and the puck ends up out of the zone. Monty again in possession, cuts back, gets it to Jay Toro. Martindale shot, loose puck, they score! again, maybe not who you thought would get the puck, but Auntie has tied this game.
Just a great goal, and it came from just shooting that puck on, creating the rebound there. And I saw a couple poke checks coming out from Simbano towards the end of it. I'm not too sure if it was a misinput on his control. Nonetheless, that sort of prevented him from being able to get back to the right-hand side, and the Falun Coal Miners have tied this game.
Again, Fopatoflin, I thought for sure he was going to be the one to pot that. It goes to Auntie. He's just not allowed to score. But indeed, we are tied. 30 seconds of real time for one of these two teams to try and snag 3 points. Coal Miners. Go figure, with a name like that, grinding out some goals here to tie this one up. As Tony dumps it in. Final 9 seconds. One more chance here for the Coal Miners. Martindale trying to weave through. Auntie ends up towards goal. 1 second. We are going to overtime as both teams have earned a point.
Yeah, so at least 1 point secured. Both teams will miss out on the possible 3 in this game, but that's just good job of fighting back by the Falun Coal Miners. Again, neither one of those goals was particularly pretty from them, but it came from them just being willing to shoot the puck. So I'm hoping they're kind of waking up to that fact and just going to be a bit more willing to fire pucks on net here in this overtime. You never know what can happen from them. That was just a nice little rebound play, and I like the total shots from them as well, considering they only had 4 at the tail end of regulation in that first game where they lost 1-0. Here they are tied at 2 with over 10 shots. It's exactly what we want to see a little bit more of, and we'll get more looks here. Okay, that's actually the first goal, but I am curious to see exactly what happened here, because it seemed like the goaltender did a poke check afterwards that prevented him from getting into position. And he actually threw out 2 pokes right there. Interesting.
Here we go, overtime, about ready to begin. Ooh, walk away with that extra point. It's a 4-1 differential right now in terms of the Blackjacks securing those 4 points. Already been a pretty good night for them. Nice and call here against the Coal Miners as they tried to catch the defense off guard.
Yeah, I don't necessarily mind that play either, throwing something out there, but now you got to win that defensive zone draw, though, and Snus has been great on the draws.
Shout out to the Ice Tigers Esports team for the raid. We appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. This is our final game here on the featured broadcast for our Elite Division coverage. Timothy draws the trip. It looked like he was going to break through. Martindale heads to the box. And a chance for the Blackjacks to right the wrong and get this win.
Yeah, definitely not a bad penalty to take given the situation, but I feel like it was a bit of an avoidable mistake right there. It's just a little too much of a shift to the left out of Furion right there, which gave Timothy that lane up the middle here. So we'll get to see the power play of Blackjacks go to work, and I've really enjoyed their cycle game thus far. We'll see what they do here.
A soft win for Auntie, and they quickly clear the puck. And we'll reset, gather some speed. Quickly back into the zone. Villain shot, good save by Ellie Kamel. Jay Toro double teamed. Kermit back to the point. Ready for Villain, good movement, and another kick save by Ellie Kamel. Full pressure active, Timothy. To Tony, across. Kermit doesn't pull the trigger. And a save by Ellie Kamel. Whether or not that was an intentional fake shot might come down to the control scheme that he's using. As Snos just breaks down the middle, Kermit the chance, and Ellie Kamel forced to cover yet again.
An excellent power play from the Blackjacks there. I mean, the couple of the chances they got were really good, and once again took what they were given to them. It was great patience by Kermit at first, and then the fake shot came out. It was a little interesting.
A few moments of the power play. Kermit to Timothy, he scores! Picks the corner in the dying moments of the power play, and indeed the Blackjacks pull off the double, earning 5 of 6 points tonight against the Falun Coal Miners.
Timothy simply outweighted Ellie Kamel right there. He was on that short side at first. Timothy just held the puck, drifting towards the center of the ice. You can see it right there, and he pulls Ellie Kamel off that short side. ever so slightly, looking like he's going to cut across the middle or shoot across Ellie Kamel's body, as you know, seemingly Kermit was going to do on that previous play there. So excellent job by him with that slight delay, getting the game winner and the extra point for his team here. 5 out of a possible 6 for the Blackjacks tonight. That's a great job by them.
Again, for the Falun Coal Miners, a great goaltending performance. Only get 1 point out of it. That was the story of this broadcast, is just not being able to really find that goal support more often than not. Coal Miners just 1 point out of a possible 6, an .850 save percentage for Ellie Kamel in this game after allowing just 1 in the prior game on 10 shots. So again, a really strong performance for Ellie Kamel. At the end of the day, we'll get a look back at the goals in this one. And again, you know, strong effort from the Blackjacks as they continue to try to push back into a playoff scenario for this season.
Yeah, and that goal off the rush too, definitely one of my more favorite plays right there, simply because, you know, it was really, you know, an excellent job by Tony to not just skate directly for that post, but kind of realize the angle that was going to be needed to make that pass go through, and shifted his skating, which in turn pulled Furion slightly out of position so that lane would open up there. There's that first goal off the bouncing puck off the shot, and here comes that second one here, which again, just low shot on, looking for that rebound here, as Hunty comes in and says, "No mine," and takes that.
Like you mentioned too, from Simbano, there was the likely accidental poke check. We're not entirely sure. We'll never know. That kind of left him a little bit too far out of position to get there. But here is the game-winning goal right as the power play expires. So it's an even strength winner in overtime for Tennessee, and saying that he got stuck as well, which isn't all that surprising. But Sin, with that brings to a close a great night of action here within the Elite Division, again, as we've been kicking off the new season this week. And again, as always, we want to remind people, sportsgamer.gg, the place to be and to stay as up to date as you possibly can, not just with the Elite Division, but throughout all the tiers of the ECL. I do believe, of course, there are some games scheduled tomorrow that'll take place off broadcast that, well, we won't be able to cover here. Well, you know, there's a pending food coma tomorrow, to say the least. But as we take a look here again, our next broadcast this upcoming Monday, the 27th of November, Yippee Vaskala taking on Lextagon HC, and H-Reds taking on Strikers in a heavyweight tilt. Sin, excited for those games.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Should be an excellent broadcast Monday, and of course we hope to see you all back here.
So again, with that, we will wind things down. We thank you very much, very, very much for joining us. As always, we appreciate the support. Of course, make sure to check Sin and I out on the Bird app, or whatever they are calling it now, and on the YouTube side of things as well. Until this upcoming Monday, we hope you are well, and we will see you then. Have a good one.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.